can sit down, please. At the table, we have with us the two actors of the film, Valerie Pachner and Auguste Dill. And I'd like... Before I open the floor for the questioning, I have one question about it last night. The reception was crazy. What was the feeling for you? And did you talk to Terrence Malick afterward? What did you tell him? What did he say to you?
It was, we were overwhelmed, I think, of the moment. It was such a special moment for all of us, and also that Terry came. We were just so touched, and I think especially because this movie has been with us for such a long time. And, you know, it's such an important story to tell. And so I think that was so wonderful that it was received so well. And, yeah.
Yeah, it was... maybe professional-wise, one of the most emotional moments in my whole life yesterday. It was beautiful, a gift.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start the question. Second row right here.
It's a question from Brazil, Rodrigo from TV Globo. Two questions, in fact, for you too. Wonderful performances, by the way. The first, this is a film about heroic choices. I believe it would be good to understand what's the conception of heroism that you two tried to develop through the characters. What would be a hero in this film? The second question, I think, deals with a curiosity, everybody's curiosity. How is to work with such a mythical figure like Malick? How is his process with actors? Congratulations.
I think, for the first question, I don't think it's a movie about heroic things. It's a hero is something that we say afterwards about a person who did certain things. But this is a movie about a private and silent choice, and it's about something invisible and not so outstanding. It's not a hero. It's actually we can name a hero afterwards, but it's, yeah, as I said, it's a very personal and spiritual choice. And the second question?
How to work with Malick? Working with Terrence Malick.
Machst du mal.
Yeah, I think I agree with what August said, that it is not a as it is in the quote in the end, you know, it is a hidden life that they lived, and it is not about, you know, being out there and being a hero, but like having, you know, this decision in your heart. And yeah, the second question, it was wonderful to work with Terry in so many ways, and mostly because, you know, from the first moment on, you forget, it didn't matter that it's Terrence Malick, you know, that's like, you forget it in the first moment because you meet him and we just talked about the story. And the story is so strong, and it is about what we are telling and not how and who, you know, it's not about all this fuss, it's about the story. And I think that's usually the most important thing in creative processes, you know, to think about the what we are working on. Yeah.
We have a question on the other side of the room.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marion Götz, and I come from the internet television, Supreme Master Television. So my question is, how do you think that the film of Terrence, Mr. Malick, can uplift our society? And what do you think is the spiritual message in this film for everybody? Thank you very much.
I think this is something that I will know better probably a little bit later when I see the movie more and more. But I think at first it's just about, if it's about our society, then I would say that a person who says no, this is getting more and more rare actually in our whole world. We are all jumping on one train and we're all saying, yes, that's the world now, we have to go with it. and somebody in the room who says no, out of a simple feeling, not with any intellectual explanation, not doing actually anything, just saying no because he feels that something is wrong about it, just out of a very personal, a feeling that we all have actually, and just being someone who says, no, I'm the one who's not doing this, and not even judging the others. This is something, maybe if this would be more people like this, especially right now in Europe with all the political development, it would be probably a solution, yeah. Maybe that is the bridge to our days.
A question over there.
Hello, my name's Deborah Cole. I'm from Agence France Presse. I have a question for each of you. I mean, August, you were just talking about this sort of the political relevance of the film right now. I mean, even though this was a silent heroic act, as you say, it was a form of resistance. And so, looking ahead to the European elections this weekend, and also in each of your countries, in Germany with the rise of the AfD, everything that's been happening in Austria this week, I would like you to talk about that political resonance that you think the film might have right now.
Well, it's, yeah, as I said, it's not so much somebody who's acting, or there are other stories about people who did during the war amazing things, saving people. But this story is about someone who's actually just saying, just out of a personal feeling, saying no to something. And I think our problem in our days is probably that we're all saying, well, that's our world now, we can't do anything about it. It's a very easy thing to say, well, I think that's right, that's wrong, and the other thing is right. Like, we have this in us, it's not destroyed. We have this, we see something happens and we feel this is wrong, but nobody does anything. And yeah, maybe this is the thing that the movie, beside anything other, it's not only political, it's like something very personal too. But maybe in this way the movie can help or change people in this. Or when I watch the movie, I feel like, wow, I know this, we all know this. Why is it actually possible that everybody jumps on a train which goes in the wrong direction?
Yeah, I think I also, for me, you know, I mean, we just recently saw the film for the first time too. And yes, seeing it yesterday, I have the feeling, again, different things. It's telling me different things each time. Like, I just saw it 2-3 times. And yesterday it was another thing again. And yesterday I had the feeling, I had this moment when Bruno Gann's character takes his seat. This was really, I just realized, I don't know, we are all the same, you know, in a way. I mean, we choose different paths, and it just made me like seeing Bruno Ganz taking his seat. He's the Nazi, taking the seat of the opponent. In the end, he's also a man. He's, you know, and I just had this very strong feeling of, wow, we are the same, you know. And also Franz Rogowski's character says, the sun shines on good and bad, and I think. And I think that is something that, yeah, that is, you know, I mean, not only for today, but for always, for any. It's sort of a timeless thing, maybe. That and I think that's quite moving and important. That's what I felt. Yeah.
How about the spiritual element of the film? What's your take on that?
I feel that, to me at least. It is maybe, if you want to say, spiritualism, but that comes from a very simple place, you know. It's not like, you know, it's not even, I think it's not even that much about religion, or like, you know, it's much more about being, I feel like those two characters have this strong connection between themselves and with the world, with the nature that they live in. And I think the most spiritual thing probably that you can experience in the film and their story is their connection, which is love. But you know, and that is, I think, it just feels spiritual, even if it's, even, you know, you can name it whatever. But I think that is that is just so strong, the connection that they have.
Don't have something.
Yeah.
Immediately. Quick question over here.
Yes, hi, my name is Marcus. I work for One Press TV in Sweden. Maybe not everybody know in this room, but the Swedish actor Mikael Nyqvist that was in the movie, he's unfortunately not with us anymore. So I want to ask an open question to you. How was it to work with him, and how do you remember him?
He was very briefly there, and I had the chance to get to know him. I was shocked when I heard this, that he's gone. And I remember we spent two very nice evenings together, and I remember him as I know him from many movies too, like as an actor, but I was very pleased to meet him, and it was funny because we got along very quickly, and he was laughing a lot. He was very funny,
And he was actually, I think Terry gave him a monologue in the morning of the day of the shoot. So he was like, he learned it within an hour, I think. So yeah, he's a wonderful actor. And yeah.
All right, first row here.
Ivana Imoli, Swiss Television, and my question goes to August Diehl. I would like to come back to Bruno Ganz, the Swiss actor who deceased also this year, unfortunately. And I would appreciate if you could answer this question in German, if it's possible.
Okay.
Bruno Ganz spielt hier seine letzte Rolle. Wie haben Sie ihn am Set erlebt, als Mensch und auch als Schauspieler?
Can you please also answer in English too for the rest of the
Okay,
audience?
try it in English then, okay.
And you can do some German, but if you can translate in English afterward.
Ja, ich kenne Bruno schon länger. Wir haben ein Theaterstück gemacht zusammen, und er ist befreundet mit meinen Eltern, also es ist eine lange Geschichte. Ich kannte Bruno gut. And on set he was very curious. I remember the day, it was just one day for him, and he was like everybody. That was actually a general thing. There were so many actors coming, wonderful actors from from Germany, from theater, from Austria, from Switzerland, and they were all changing immediately into this mood that Terry created only by being himself, and everybody was getting immediately into the search mode and being decent and humble and quiet and but light and not stressed, like something that's that was a mood that was through the whole shooting like this, and everybody got infected.
I think we got a question over there. Oh, in the middle, sorry.
Hello, Selim Peterson for Swiss National Television. The film was shot in 2016, and it took Terry Gilliam 3 years to finish it in the editing room.
Terry Malick, you mean?
What did I say?
Gilliam.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe he helped, I don't know.
Sorry. Another Terrence, of course. But isn't it a shame that Bruno Ganz couldn't see the film anymore? And what took him so long?
Well, so the last thing I would say, I asked myself that too. I was many times in studio doing voiceover, and but yesterday I think I got the answer. This film is edited in a way that I never saw a movie edited like this, and
I think the editors, they're such an important part of that film, because we shot a lot of material, and Terry would always say we're like catching fish. And so it was the editor's work to catch those fish that, within those like sometimes 20 minutes takes or longer, 30 minutes takes. So this really goes to the editors. Thank you for this wonderful work and what they chose. And I think that's why it took so long, because it's just a different process, You don't have, there's a story, but we don't work we don't did the scene one after the other. We were improvising so much, and so you have to look at all this material and then pick, and it seems to be not a linear process. This editing, it's more like this, I think.
Yeah.
it goes like it takes circles, and also like we've talked to Terry throughout those 2.5 years, and it really seemed like, and also talked to the editors, and they're always like, oh, it's so good that you didn't see it already, because now it's so different and it's so much better now, and you know, so it really, I think it just takes time, and that's what they did. They took their time, and I think that's in the end a good thing that they did that.
For those of us who love Terrence Malick's work, there's so many stories and so many things that we heard that has never been confirmed or anything about the way he shoots. And I remember, I think it was on New World when there was a butterfly going on and he was following him on with a camera and he just improvised around that. I don't know if it's true, but it's so beautiful that I want it to be true. Is it like that? Is it also playing with what's happening on nature, on the place he is, and on the light and everything?
Definitely. It's really this moment of you're on set and Terry is like, you know, sees something and you go there, or you sit somewhere and actually they're shooting something with August in the moment, but then they see like you sitting with the kid and they're just, oh, Jörg, look over there, and then, you know, it's like this all the time. It's like a playground sort of.
All right, we got a question right here on the second row.
Hi, Chaz Ebert from the Chicago Sun-Times and RogerEbert.com. It's apparent in Terry's soul-searching that he thinks he knows evil when he sees it, and that he's sort of taken on a mission of resisting evil in the world through his art. Did you get that sense when you worked with him? What specific instructions did he give to you, August, in order to show this internal resistance?
Yeah, he's like, we never talked really like in general how to make a movie against the evil in the world. This is not the way Terry would speak. It is much more like he's much more like posing questions, and does this make sense? And he's inviting you on a search to something, not to an answer, but to a question. And therefore, I remember that we were both, and he was very keen on this, that he didn't want this character to be a hero or a preacher, or someone who knows good from evil and sees that. More like someone who just feels something and even doubting. We were also very much in this doubting process, because I think that Franz Jägerstätter it was not so easy to do this, and he went through many doubting periods because he did something terrible as well to his family and to his kids and leaving them, but he felt that was true, and not judging the others, and not it's resisting evil in a way, but it's not. The people are saying this in the movie to him. Do you really think you're gonna change the world by this? But this happens like as a side effect. It's not the center of it. It's like, you can imagine like people in a room, let's say 10 people in a room, everybody's saying, let's do this. And one is saying, not me. And then everybody would turn around and would ask, why? What is wrong with you? Do you think you know better? But even this is like it's triggering something in other people when somebody's saying no. And we were keen on this search. We were like looking for this, and not putting him on a podest or something and making him a hero, but more humble and decent and doubting too, not knowing.
Valerie, do you want to answer on the physicality of the part?
Yeah. It is in fact really a very important aspect of the character of this world in general that we had. And I mean, I grew up on the countryside, so I know about farms. My grandparents have farms, but I haven't, I've lived a quite urban life the last 10 years, and so nobody like told me to do that, but I felt like I really have to get connected with, with nature again. And so before the shoot, I went to a farm just to, learn scything and to shear a sheep and churn butter and all this, because I wanted the character to do those things, and it should just feel and look natural and not like, this. And so that's something that it wasn't requested by Terry. It was just something that I felt that I want to, because I want her to feel grounded. I want her to feel real. And then during the shoot, we were actually doing farm work all day. Yeah. Like actually, we were more doing farm work than acting. Yeah. Like so we would be with the rake, with the scythe, with the cows, we would actually just do farm work, and in between we would have those conversations and those discussions and those moments between them. And this was so wonderful, and that made it so real. And I think that was so important, because I feel they were not intellectuals, they were farmers. So it really had to come like, you have this work and you have to continue working. It's existential. Like also in the letters, you can see how she is like really struggling with this moment of like, it's really hard, like really existentially threatening if your man is gone during, when you have a farm. And so this whole physical approach was very important, and also for them, for their groundedness, I think. And yeah. Welcome.
Auguste, Valérie, thank you very much.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Merci.